Hey, let's talk through the math, exactly what it looks like when you do a cost segregation study and what that impact is on the amount of depreciation that you take. Hello, my name is John Murphy. I represent CSSI. I work all over the U.S. helping building owners save money on their income taxes by doing cost segregation on their buildings. When you do a cost segregation study, anything that gets identified that's 20-year class life or less is eligible for bonus depreciation based upon the tax law in the year that it went into service. So it might be 100%. So let's assume it's going to be 100%. You're looking at this video, it's 2026, bonus depreciation is 100% on those assets. When you're doing regular straight line depreciation, if it's commercial building, it's 1 divided by 39, that's 2.5% per year that you get, and you get a prorated amount of that depending on when you put it into service in that particular year. For residential investment properties, that's 27.5-year class life property, that's about 3.6% that you get each year. So when you do a cost segregation study, let's say you got a commercial property and you do a cost seg and we identify 20% that you're able to accelerate, take that as bonus depreciation. That's about 8 years worth of depreciation that you get to take in 1 year. And you can do that even if you closed on the property late in the year. So we've got guys that are doing studies now, they closed on property in December. They're going to get basically 8, 10, 12%, or 8, 10, 12 years of depreciation. They'll get that in year one. Because if you get 25%, if that ends up being a 25% that gets accelerated on a cost seg study, that's about 10 years worth of depreciation for commercial property. 30% is 12 years depreciation. On a residential investment property, you're looking at about 5.5 years if it's 20%. It's almost between 6.5 and 7 years if we identify 25%, and about 8 years if we end up identifying 30%. So you can pull forward anywhere between 5, 10, 12 years of depreciation, sometimes even more than that. On some of these properties, we see even bigger numbers than that. But imagine the increase in cash flow that you can get, the reduction in tax liability that you can take because you've had that depreciation now. You got to be able to pull that forward and put that on your books. All for the cost of a cost segregation study. So we can also do look-back studies as well if you've got a property you've owned for a few years. Happy to talk with you about that. My name is John Murphy. I represent CSSI. I work all over the U.S. I help building owners save money on their income taxes by doing cost segregation on their buildings. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Find me at my blog at costsegbuilding.com, or check out our new calculator. You can plug in your asset right there and find out what you can save on your income taxes by doing cost segregation on your building. Go to costsegcalc.com. Bye-bye.